Ladies and gentlemen, good evening.
Good evening.
If I were to ask you, which country is India's enemy number one, what will you say?
China. India.
India. India's enemy number one. I heard Pakistan.
China.
Is that an agreement? China. Enemy number one. China. How many wars did we have in China? How many wars did we have in Pakistan?
3.
So, which is the bigger enemy? Okay, raise your hands if you would like to go to Pakistan on work or related assignment. No? Holidays. Excellent, but not on work. That's understandable. But did I have a choice? No. I had to visit Pakistan in March this year to train our Bloomberg journalists there. When my friends heard about it, they tried to dissuade me. One of them said, "Do you know that on an average, 3,000 people die in Karachi by terror attacks alone?" Another one asked me, "Okay, tell me this. What's the tagline of India tourism?" I said, "Incredible India." "What's the tagline of Malaysia?" I said, "Malaysia, truly Asia." "What's that of Pakistan?" I said, "Pakistan? Do they have a tagline?" "Of course they do. You haven't heard of it?" I said, "No, tell me, what is it?" And he said, "Have a blast. Maybe you're last." But you know who was most excited about my trip? My wife. When she heard about it, she said, "Wow, you're going to Pakistan. You can get me carpets, rugs, salwar kameez," and the list went on and on. But I said, "Darling, aren't you worried about me, my safety?" My company planned an elaborate security arrangement for me. They said they will hire these armed guards with machine guns who would escort me around in Karachi. But when I heard that, I said, no. No way. That would make me a sitting duck. Can you imagine what the Taliban would think when they see me around with those guards? Wow, he looks like a VIP. Come on, let's have a go at it. So we decided that we will have plainclothes security men who would receive me at the airport and take me to the Cherian, Karachi. And that's where our office is as well. That's a good plan, because the real risk was at the airport. What if I got into a cab? I could end up in Afghanistan. Or worse, I could just vanish from the face of this earth without a trace. A few days later, I got an email. It was a 20-page report about my security plan. And that's when I realized that I will have a code name in Pakistan. And my name will be Charlie's Cafe. And I was told that when I step out of the Karachi airport, the security men whom we have hired would walk up to me, look into my eyes and ask, "Charlie's Cafe?" And when I nod in agreement, they would whisk me away to the center of a back seat of an armored car and take me to the hotel in true Hollywood style. Well, finally, the day of my departure came. It was early morning. I peeped into my children's room to say goodbye. They were fast asleep. They were sleeping like angels. But at that moment, I was overcome with emotions, roller coaster of emotions. I was excited about the trip, but at the same time, I was worried. I was concerned, will I come back home alive? Am I going to see my children again? I had a 10th flight to Dubai, from where I had to take a connecting flight to Karachi. At the Dubai airport, when I was waiting at the boarding gate, I looked around suspiciously at all the passengers who were flying to Karachi. And you know what? They looked as harmless as doves. Normal families, little kids, elders, and so on. So why am I getting so tense about it, I asked myself. But when I reached Karachi and I walked through the immigration, I got a taste of the animosity that we read and hear about in the media. What are you going to do here in Pakistan? The immigration officer asked me sternly. His face was as cold as ice. Do you know how Pakistanis are treated when they visit India? And then for the next couple of minutes, he went through my passport as if to check its veracity. And then he stamped it and threw it towards me. I was disappointed and disheartened. But that was the only bad experience I had in Pakistan. Because when I went to my office, my colleagues embraced me enthusiastically. And in the hotel, in the restaurants, when the staff knew that I was from India, they laid out more dishes than I ordered, saying, "Oh, you are our esteemed guest, you've got to taste all our dishes." And they would engage in friendly conversation. How's Bombay? How's Shah Rukh Khan? As if he's my close buddy. My friend and colleague Naveen Mangi took me around Karachi. But you know, the real touching experience was when we walked into a carpet shop. And Naveen told the shopkeeper, "This is my brother who's come from India." And Naveen's affection for me, it seemed, just permeated through the shop. And I could see the shopkeeper becoming as warm as sunshine. He showed me all the carpets and I chose one. And you know what he did? He dropped the price by half. My dear friends, if you were there with me that day in Karachi, you would have realized how hospitable those people are. And you would have realized that we need to make a distinction between the common man in Pakistan and the politicians. The politicians and the government, well, they have their own compulsions and agenda. But the common man in Pakistan is just like you and me. As the famous philosopher Aldous Huxley said, there are things known and there are things unknown. In between are the doors of perception. My dear friends, our challenge is to increase our understanding and to reduce the unknown. Then our perception will be closer to reality, facts, and the truth.